Let's boogie. All right, we're going to talk about boogies. So boogies are that cool thing that happens when you see the knees going crazy like they're broken, and we're going to show you how to put this into your West Coast swing. So
Woo.
first, let's talk about how boogies work. Basically, you're rolling on your foot from the outside to the inside as you're transferring. So you're not actually pushing hips or knees out on purpose. It's just that you're rolling from the outside to the inside of a foot, and that is creating these crazy knees. So the important things to remember when you're boogieing is that we have a straight, I call it the DUI line, or you can call it a tight wire, however you want to think about it. You're not allowed to step off the tightrope. You're not allowed to cross the tightrope, right? So you'd be falling off if you had your feet anywhere but that exact line. So if you have a crack or some sort of line to actually practice this on, it'll help you stay completely on that line. And then the other part is you can't have turnout because then they start looking all wonky.
Very wonky.
Right? So again, that would be part of like if you have a crack, make sure your feet are completely parallel as they go and that you're boogieing on that line. So we're going to start with a kick only and ball because this is really hard to do from standstill. It's possible, it's just harder. So if you actually get your momentum going, as you practice this, you're going to be going really slow, and it actually is going to be more difficult from the start. But once you get into this and you actually push your momentum forward, it becomes easier and easier to do. So we're going to go kick, ball, boogie, boogie, boogie. So we're rolling from the outside to the inside, transferring to the outside of the next foot, transferring to the outside of the next foot. I'm going to do it this way for you guys, and Doug can go forward. So we kick and out to the in, 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 out to the in. And instead of rolling from heel to toe like I normally would on my West Coast swing walks, especially if you're wearing something with a heel at all and not a flat, you're really just keeping your weight towards the front of your foot, so on the front half of the foot. So this part is going to be used and this part is not while you boogie. If you have flats, you're able to use a little bit more of your foot and roll from back to front and side to side as well. But in West Coast, because most of the footwear we wear has at least some bit of a heel, it's a little easier just to stay towards the ball of your foot. So again, one more time for you guys. Out to the in, out to the in, out to the in. And as you get faster, it actually becomes easier and easier to maintain that balance.
Now, putting this into the dance. Boogies are done most easily going forwards. They can also be done sideways. And if you're as brilliant as my wife and dance partner for lives, you can do them backwards. Very hard skill. So we're going to show you the easy version today, which is moving forward. Now, in West Coast swing leaders, usually you go which direction on your one? Back, not forward. If you're going forward and you're competing, you're probably getting docked for that. So as we do our boogies, we want to disengage our frame and make sure we have lots of room to move forward on our 1-2 as we do a nice arm lead forward, or we'll be separated from our partners. Followers, you can use this whenever you like coming into your one. So let's do a basic sugar first. Without doing a kick for the followers, they're just going to be walking forward as their boogie. 1,
Boogie,
2,
boogie.
3, and 4. Great way to dance shag
Boogie.
in your West Coast, or to dance to blues music in general.
If you're really good, you can even boogie, 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 and back, boogie, and stay.
I love you so hard.
So once you practice these, when you go backwards, it's the same exact motion, but instead of out to the in, you're going into the out. So if you boogie backwards, it's into the out.
Yes. Now, that's for the followers moving forward. Leaders, as we do our basic sugar, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and notice how I've disengaged my frame. And now I'm going to do a kick with my right foot leaders on 6. From here I go 6 and 1, 2 for my sugar, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It can be really tight quarters. Now we're going to do a separation to come back together.
Followers, just real quick before we move on, these are very possibly done without the kick. It just adds a little bit. Again, like I said, they're easier to do once you're already moving forward. So if you do a kick ball, notice that already has me pitching forward and ready to go. If we do that on 5 and kick ball, boogie, boogie, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and boogie, boogie. That also gives us that same ability to go forward on our 1.
And the transition is really pretty. But now let's go ahead and separate. So we're going to go cross hand leaders. We're doing a low key lead. Make sure to check out Private Lesson in a Box Volume 1 if you haven't seen this already. But we do a low key pass down our right side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We're kicking to go forward. Let's do a sugar push first. And 5 and 6
kickball,
and 1,
boogie,
2,
boogie.
3, and 4, 5 and 6. I show visually we're doing a sugar push with my hands. Then 5 and 6, I rotate my body and we can go into our whip. You can even release on a whip 5 and 6 or 7 and 8 to come back into our whip. 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. As long as in 2 beats, it should work well. All right, so practice those boogies. Make sure the biggest thing we see when we teach is people want turnout. Don't have turnout. If you're coming from Lindy Hop like me, a Shorty George is double tracked versus boogie walks that are single tracked, which gives it a very different dynamic look. Good?
Boogie, boogie on down.